Middlesex slipped to their third successive defeat in this season's NatWest T20 Blast as they went down by 43 runs in Richmond in a high-scoring and entertaining game with Gloucestershire. James Franklin inserted after winning the toss, and Michael Klinger, with 403 runs from 4 innings so far this season without getting out, carved the opening ball of the match from Kyle Abbott through point for 4. But Klinger was finally dismissed as he gloved to pull off James Harris in the third over. Toby Rowland-Jones at short fine leg with the simple catch, the Gloucestershire skipper leaving with an average of 413. Peter Hanscom then hit the first of many sixes in the match in over number 4, timing his pull shot perfectly off Rowland-Jones. Hanscom began to pick off anything loose offered by the home attack, and along with Ian Cobain, who struck his T20 best in the reverse fixture in Bristol last month, these two carried the total to 46 for 1 at the end of the 6 overs of power play. Hanscom was looking good but was run out courtesy of a brilliant bit of fielding by Franklin. After an initial half stop from the bowler Nathan Souter, the batsman was on his way for 29. That left the score on 61 for 2 after 8, a total improved by 13 runs at the halfway stage, with Cobain driving Souter straight down the ground for a maximum. Another handy partnership was soon being built between Cobain and Benny Howell, the two making the most of anything on offer to entertain a good crowd at this picturesque outground, the morning rain giving way to some warm sunshine. Souter's third over was an expensive one, going for 19 runs, including this big 6 by Cobain, which brought up the 100 after 12 overs. An even bigger 6 was hit in the next one, Howell really middling this shot off Franklin, the ball travelling a long way over deep square. There was, by now, some very clean hitting from the visitors, Cobain with another mighty strike over cow corner off the returning Harris. Cobain clearly enjoys this attack, and he registered his 50 off 32 balls, with his 4th 4 to go along with his 3 maximums. The Liverpudlian was looking in magnificent form by this stage, on a good batting pitch. A point made later in the over when he twice hit Paul Sterling for 6s of successive deliveries. Again, they were very big hits down the ground. Gloucestershire now racing to their 150 in the 16th over and promising a large total from their 20. Middlesex needed to try to rein it in the final 5. But with Cobain in this kind of form, that was going to be difficult. This was number 6 as he rushed into the 70s. The 100 stand for these two was made in only 50 balls, but then Cobain finally failed to middle a shot off Rowland-Jones and edged to Andrew Balbirnie at short third man. The batsman's 75 coming off only 39 balls with 5 4s and 6 6s. 162 for 3 was the total with 4 overs remaining, and then Geraint Jones came in and picked up where Cobain left off, while Howell completed his half century off 32 balls with his 6th 4 added to his 1 6. His innings was ended in the last over when he was brilliantly run out by the bowler, Kyle Abbott, but Gloucestershire were still able to end their innings on a very challenging 214 for 4, a record T20 score at this ground. Middlesex, however, made a cracking start to their reply, Sterling twice clearing the rope off his first 3 deliveries. The in-form Irishman would have loved to go on at a ground where he has had some success before, but alas, he was bowled 4th ball for 13, a wicket which brought in Nick Gubbins for his T20 debut. And the man born in Richmond also made a very good start. 2 gorgeous shots for 4 were backed up by a huge 6 into the players' pavilion as 33 runs came off the opening 3 overs. Nick Compton tried to match his young partner but skied a catch high to Fuller at mid-off in David Payne's first over, and he was almost immediately followed by Gubbins for 28 as he too used the edge of his bat to send the ball high into the afternoon sky, Jones completing the dismissal. Those losses saw the run rate slow, although 63 runs were on the board at the end of the power play, 17 more than the visitors had managed, and then John Simpson tried to get a wriggle on with these 6s in the same over from Jack Taylor, which lifted the total up to 99 for 3. We had a game on when Simpson went big and long again off Howell, the decision to bring him up to number 4 working well, the ball landing in the adjacent tennis courts. Unfortunately, Franklin on 18 then failed to middle a shot and found Cobain at long on, the Kiwi leaving with his side on 111 for 4 in the 11th over. Payne then grabbed his 3rd wicket in just his 2nd over, as Balbirnie lobbed a simple catch to cover to go for a golden duck. And when Neil Dexter edged Craig Miles behind in the 13th over after making a couple, the task was suddenly looking like a very big one. And it became yet bigger when Abbott was out to another miss-hit shot, Howell with the catch-up point to give Payne his 4th wicket of the innings and just his 3rd over. The total read 125 for 7 with 6 overs to go, 90 still needed, and 12 runs later, Roland Jones found the busy Cobain on the long-on boundary off Tom Smith, who had a wicket against his former county in his 1st over. Simpson was now the last chance, and his 4th 6 off his 34th ball took it to his 50. He'd struck just the 1-4, but had kept the innings going while so many around him had fallen. His 5th maximum had the keeper at his best ever T20 score, beating its previous best of 60, but it still left 54 runs to be found off the last 2 overs. It was just too many. At the end, Howell completed another catch in the deep to see the back of Harris, while Simpson's excellent contribution ended on 74 when he was out with 3 deliveries of the match unused to give Payne the very impressive figures of 5 for 24. Middlesex had made a good stab at their chase, dismissed for 171, but alas the target was just too big and Gloucestershire took the game by 43 runs. Middlesex returned to T20 action on Thursday back at Lord's, where Hampshire are the visitors. That game starts at 6:15.